Hello, amazing intercessors. Happy October. I've been a student of the Holocaust and the Second World War for some time. Maybe it's because my parents went through the war and my mom's family were very involved in helping the Jewish people at that time. But I've come across the author and famed psychiatrist, philosopher, and Holocaust survivor, Viktor Frankl. He wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And his philosophy is this: it can be summarized as humans are motivated by something called the will for meaning, or the desire for meaning in life. Victor concludes that there's always a reason to live, even in the worst conditions, always meaning in suffering. If we can grasp this meaning, we can overcome even the most painful circumstances. And he found that those that could find a meaning or a will to live in the camps were the ones who did overcome and did survive many times. Victor spelled out three main areas where humans find meaning in life. First of all, he talked about achievement or your job or even helping somebody, compassion, helping somebody, or creativity. Secondly, he talked about relationships or love. Now, as believers, we would put this as number one, our relationship with God. That's where we find our true meaning in life, and everything stems from that. But thirdly, Frankl talked about finding meaning in suffering. So he said the way in which a man accepts his fate and all the suffering it entails, the way in which he takes up his cross, gives him ample opportunity, even in the most difficult circumstances, to add a deeper meaning to his life. We who lived in concentration camps can remember men who walked through the huts, comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from man. But one thing is the last of the human freedoms: to choose one's attitude in any given circumstances, to choose one's own way. And we would add to have faith. You know, although 50% of the Holocaust survivors that came to America stayed in New York City, there's a large number that came to my city, which is Kansas City. In fact, even to today, there's still 62 known Holocaust survivors in the city. Once a month, my husband and I go to the Jewish Center just close to our home and hear a Holocaust survivor share their story. And it's always incredible how they overcame, how they lived, even though for some, all of their families died in the Holocaust, or maybe one sibling or one uncle survived. You know, they may be 92 years old now, or 97, but they tend to have an incredible vim and vigor. I've also read and heard from some of the children of Holocaust survivors that say it's both a privilege, but it's also a burden to be a child of a survivor because of the trauma with which they went through. By the way, I like to recommend this great book called The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Basil van der Kolk regarding trauma. But this phrase echoes accurately regarding the horrors of the Holocaust, which is this: we will never forget. But one of the things is I've heard these Holocaust survivors share, and even, read or watched their stories, is the fact that they wrestle with God. Where was God? You know, that tendency to feel abandoned, or the tendency to blame God. And many who go through suffering can have that same attitude. In fact, I know people going through deep suffering who tend to, either do one way or the other, run to God or run away from him. And how important it is, especially during suffering, to run to him. So may that "where was God" turn into, especially for the Jewish people, for Israel, for Holocaust survivors. The Lord has said, but Zion said, the Lord has forsaken me, and my God has forgotten me. Can a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb? Surely they may forget you. But see, the Lord says, I've inscribed you on the palm of my hands. Your walls are continually before me. Your son shall make haste, your destroyers and those who laid waste shall go away from you. That's what the Lord says over Israel and the Jewish people. And that's what he says also for all going through trials today. He is with you. He has not forgotten you. God bless you.